Yeah, sure. I didn't see anybody else. Maybe I know. I have bad feedback.
All right, it looks like we got on tonight. I'm checking the web page. Let's see if it goes. Yep, we are live, buddy. I got to turn down the volume so we don't get feedback. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Scotty Talks About This Night. And the cool thing about tonight, there's two Scotties, and we're both talking. So it's going to be Scotty 2 Talks About tonight. So the two Scotties are together again. Hey, were your ears ringing this week, by the way? I'm just letting you know. All right. So we'll wait. It's a Facebook page. So we're on Shadowhunters Paranormal Investigations page, and we'll let everybody get in the room here. But Scott Gruenwald is my guest tonight on Scotty Talks About. So I always hate looking at that because we're so far behind on that one. So very nice to have you and welcome everybody, and thanks for tuning in. And we got some good coffee tonight, and I got my Diet Coke. And yes, I'm expecting my royalty check. Need my royalty check. Scott,
go to my page. Okay.
All right, give him away.
Hi, sir. Hey,
How you doing, buddy?
Good, man. I mean, I was like, Scotty Rorek is talking to me. I haven't talked to Scotty Rorek in a couple months. And then you said you have this thing called Scotty Talk. And I don't have my glasses on. I'm like, Scotty Dog. I'm like, you want to do Scotty Dog? And I'm like, yeah, I'll just I don't know. And then I really should use these more. My glasses. I have a lot of problems when I try to text people. One girl had I was going to an event, and she was so excited that I was coming there. I was excited to see her too. And we never really met, and she was my ride. And she says, I can barely read it. She says, I'm coming to get you at the airport. And they said, are you far? And she said, yes, LOL. And I don't. And then I put my glasses on and I go, are you fat?
Scott, you're cracking up big time here in your audio, though. It sounds worse than we were before. That's exactly what it is.
Let me get on my network here, maybe.
Okay, this network helps out. Let's see. So we keep talking. So Scotty Gruenwald's our guest. It was just like real choppy. It's got like a click to it that, you know, like a little static.
Oh, just shut my phone down. Oh, no.
Come right back after you restart. We'll keep talking about it tonight. So. Are we losing Scotty? Is he freezing up? Yeah, he's freezing up. So he'll be back. We'll get right back to it. So hey, everybody, welcome. Mercury is in retrograde this week, I think, and or it's very close. And we're tending to have a lot of stuff with Zoom. All my classes today had some rough times, and we're good. So, but tonight is we'll premiere here with Scott when he comes back on here. So he should be here in a second. Let's see if we can. If he comes back, he might shut down, might stand up, but it has a nice face though, right there. By the way, Scott Gruenwald. But welcome everybody. Yeah. So the cool thing that we'll talk about here, and Scott. Oh, there he goes. He'll come back in a second. Scott was talking to me the other night. Oh, I should give him credit for this anyway. So I would like to thank Shadowhunters Paranormal Investigations team for having me on every week and enjoying this. I'm very excited about this. I'm very excited about the show. I'm very excited to have everybody here with me. Hopefully Scotty finds his way back in. But we thank them for, you know, allowing me to be a part of the team and to be here on the air every Wednesday night. So remember, it's every Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Central Time, right here on Shadowhunters Paranormal Investigations. Investigations. Come on over. So yeah, I had a very good weekend myself. I was out to Marshfield, Wisconsin. We actually had an event from Body Labs. Body Labs Wisconsin had the event, and we're back open. So it was really nice to have it. safety protocols by the hotel. You could only walk one way into the room where we were. All the vendors and readers were 6 feet apart. I had a screen in front of me, so people, when we did readings, you could still see each other. We didn't have to wear a mask, but we still had a screen. It was on, and we had hand sanitizer everywhere. So it was a great weekend. And let's see if Scott's coming back. Here he comes, right back here. But yeah, it was a good time to have an event and be back. It's been a while since we were at an event. And let's see if Scott's there. His audio is connecting, and we'll have him back on. He even took a shower between his shows, so I think that's even better for him. So, oh, there he is. We'll see what happens here. Still connecting audio. Should be there. I can unmute him now.
Hey.
There you go. Much better.
Oh, I don't need these.
No, this is good. We can hear you great now.
Is it better now?
Oh my God, it's like night and day. It's perfect. So,
cool.
Yeah, welcome back. So welcome to the show. No, I was just talking about my event this weekend. It's nice to have the events back open. You know, I did a psychic fair, and then next weekend I do 2 psychic fairs. One on Saturday in Wisconsin Dells, and then one up in Stevens Point. I can do that with my hair too, but
you know what's weird? Look at us, man. We're 2 old guys, but we went through this pandemic. But I kind of trimmed up the sides, but I'm just ruining it. And so now, yeah, look at how long it is on your hair. Look at your hair, Scotty. It's super. Yep. Oh.
I before we got on the air, I was spraying some hairspray on them to keep it down from it going up in the air.
I just let it go. I like Beethoven. It's really nice to talk to you, Scotty. We haven't been, like I said, it's been a long time since we've been able to hook up and talk and stuff. And we're both our brothers in recovery. We have a lot in common, man. And so we should actually hang out more, I think.
I agree. I think we should. I think you've always been a dear friend of mine ever since we met.
Yeah.
And we have had some major fun. So I was going to announce tonight for everybody that's watching about the online version of Paranormal Match Game, Scotty Rorek's Paranormal Match Game. And Scott Gruenwald by far is one of the funniest people in there. Everybody that's on the online version has been a star at one of the events with me. You know, so they've been in the panel a lot, and the one that nobody will ever forget is when Scott Gruenwald lit his chest hair on fire during the show. Remember that?
It was we done it. I remember the first one. You had a red suit, I think.
Yep, I did.
I lit myself on fire.
Yes, you did.
And the second one, I think I just took my clothes off.
You did. You were naked.
I was naked. We have some fun, Scott. Remember when we did that thing where we got a bunch of hotel room keys? Remember that?
It was funny. We were just talking about it the other night. That's what was so funny about this. We were talking about ambush paranormal.
I don't remember we went into
Jeff Resman was one.
Yeah, with the big giant thing, remember?
Yeah, he slept naked, by the way. So, okay, let me give the example of what ambush paranormal is. So, one night we were at Mid-South, and we were doing this with Joe Chin that night. And Joe Chin was there, and we were talking with him, and we said, wouldn't that be fun just to go in places instead of signing waivers and all that crap, that you just ambush them? You just run into this building, ambush the hell out of them, and say you're being investigated paranormally. And so we went into a McDonald's on the way to the investigation we were going to, and we ran in, and Joe Chin was coming in, and I busted the doors open. I go, "This is Ambush Paranormal, and we're here with Joe Chin from Ghost Hunters." And we went in, and everybody in the place went, "Huh? Who?" I think one person remembered who he was, and so it was kind of funny. But then, so Gruenwald and I did it. The next time I did Match Game was we went out, and after that we did Ambush Paranormal. So 2 ladies gave their husbands room keys, and Scott and I went filming it, and the film is still out there. It's still out there. You can see us. Google it somewhere. It's out there. But it was so funny because the first guy we went in looked just like John Zaffis. Remember that?
Oh God, it was Laura Kimberly's husband.
No, yes, yeah, it was Laura Kimberly's husband. Yeah. and he looked just like Zaffis. I'm like, oh my God, that was so funny.
And you were Zaffis. You went, we're here with John Zaffis, and he's just smiling. He doesn't know what the hell's going, because he's a really nice man, you know. He's just so nice. And he's just like, And I'm like, oh my God, it's John Zaffis. It's John Zaffis.
And we just kept calling him John Zaffis, you know. It's like,
I don't even think he knew who John Zaffis was.
I don't think so either.
He just smiled. And then we went into Jeff Resman's room and he was naked, laying there.
He slept naked and we jumped on the bed and all the covers came off and he was laying there naked and you could hear Gruenwald and I screaming, putting the blanket back on it.
It's looking like a sea cucumber.
Well, that's why Jeff's wife is still with him, I guess.
I was shocked. I was like, why haven't you done porn? That was impressive.
Yep, it was. You gotta see a man's junk. That was the right size to see, you know, I guess. So.
He didn't even care. He's like, hey, what's up?
But yeah, we were stalking that hotel and going down to the hotel rooms, and that was in Appleton, by the way. Remember that?
Yes, and I met some of the Green Bay Packers that weekend.
Yep.
There was this big Oriental, I think it was Chinese. I'm sorry, it was Japanese. Big thing across the hall from us, and there's like 500 people in there, and it was some kind of business thing. And a couple of us went in there and sat down, and this lady says to me, she says, I don't think you should be in here. And I said, I made $125 million last year. And she just looked forward. I was selling all the stuff out of my room too. I didn't bring anything to sell. So I sold that. Had the ironing board, the coffee pot, the pillows, everything. And they were like the vacuum cleaners. They brought a vacuum for me. And we were selling all that stuff. You know who was there also was Scott, the other Scott.
Yeah, Scott Tepperman.
Yes.
Yeah, Tepperman was there, and that was Tim Miley's event, so he'll be on the Paranormal Match Game with us too.
God, I love him.
July 8th, by the way, everybody. July 8th, 7 p.m. Same time as you're watching this, but on July 8th, we'll be doing the online version of Paranormal Match Game. So it should be fun. It should be a good night. So looking forward to it.
Maybe I'll use a laptop instead of a phone. Why we just lost is my phone just can't take Zoom. It is boiling hot. And so I borrowed Jeff's phone. By the way, Steve Gonzalez accepted your friend request.
Oh, he did. Oh, thank you.
It just came across the top.
Wow.
I know. It's kind of exciting.
You won't accept mine, but he accepts his. So that's good.
Well,
he knows what I'm building.
Share pictures of cats.
Okay.
That's his thing.
He likes cats.
Oh yeah, very much so. I think years ago we had a show called The Stew many years ago, and we saw he had a cat named Sassy, and we had a cat named Sassy, and but we changed our cat's name to Steve so we could be on the show because nobody can tell if it was a boy or a girl. But Sassy would constantly walk through the shot, and so he hit me up one time, and he's like, "Hey, so is your cat named Sassy too?" And I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "Well, mine died." I'm like, "Oh, I mean, what do you say to that, right?"
Yeah.
But he's got a new one, Flora or something. So, yeah, he's a very kind guy. Are you gonna make a noise?
No, I'm not.
Because if you make a noise,
outside.
Huh?
If I do, it's gonna be outside.
Well, I have Jeff Conkle's here, and he's building the SLS cameras and some other stuff.
Hi, Jeff.
Hi, Jeff.
Hi.
So Jenny Davis is in live there, and she says hi. She says she remembers that she thinks she bought something from you.
Yeah, actually, she was doing mornings, I think, that weekend. I don't know if I have this right, Jenny. That's her maiden. That's her married name, huh?
Yeah, her name was Jenny. Well, yeah, what is her?
Birkin?
What's her maiden name? I even married her, so I'm like. Gurney, Jenny Gurney. There you go.
Gurney and her mom.
Yeah, and her mom, Bonnie. Yeah.
I still have her face on my presentation. I used a picture that her and I were standing together for some. I had a shirt that says "I'm gay," but it's an acronym for the Investigators in the Municipal Grade Area of Yountville, and but the acronym is "I'm gay," and I'm standing with her, and so she got on there somehow. Yeah.
And now she. Thanks, Jenny, for being late. And now she types it in. So
yeah, Jenny, where you been?
Hey, what's up, man? Why are you so late? Oh my
Have
God.
you put your now? Are you getting a flood of contestant requests for your match game?
Yeah, we actually received about 50 people today, and unfortunately, I
Wow.
was only able to take 6. So we filled
That's a
up. We
team.
filled up, I think, within the first half hour that I put that post out. So I still get people that got to read the top says we're filled, but yeah, I was really surprised. It was like packed. Everybody's like, "I'll play,
I
I'll play,
remember-
I'll play, I'll play."
They have fun.
We will. We'll have a good time.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
good.
because you can be goofy and just stupid, and
Yeah.
hopefully the contestants are watching so they can be goofy and stupid with us. So it's more
They,
fun.
I remember one couple. It wasn't a couple. It was a guy and a girl, and they didn't know how to act. They didn't know what was. They were trying to figure it out, but they were really good guessers because the questions are absolutely amazing. And they I think the girl won.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then she got her rice-a-roni or whatever.
Yeah, they get the runner-ups get rice-a-roni, the San Francisco treat,
Right.
and the winners get turtle wax.
Yeah, lifetime supply. You know
Yeah.
why? Because you never use it.
You'll never use it up. So it's one little container.
I still have some from the 70s. I can't.
Yeah, see, you can never use it. So
I would never put that on my car.
yeah, no, why would you ruin your car?
It'll ruin it.
Wax, yeah. Take off the finish.
And where'd you get the name? I mean, just one day you're like, well, we could wax this turtle.
You know, or they probably killed turtles in the old days and used
Back in the day, they were like, let's just kill a couple turtles.
and make wax out of them.
Wax your pickle.
Uh,
Yeah, but I don't know if I put pickle wax on my car. I don't know.
Well, it does a lot of fun.
There's a lot to be said about pickle wax.
Yeah.
So you got anything coming up on TV or anything? I mean, I know that you're a wanted man.
By the way, I am wanted and I have no day job, so I'm willing and able to film all day long, every day for the rest of my life. So let's go for it.
You got a message from somebody in Texas. Yeah. It says, I don't know if I can say this on the air.
Go ahead.
It says, are you going to play? I think that means coming over here, right?
Um,
I'm getting all these
No.
messages.
That should be on his phone.
well, just say you're using my phone.
J.O. DePardo accepted your friend request.
J.O.
JL.
Wow.
Mhm.
Why is everybody accepting my friend request?
Because you're over at a famous person's house.
Oh, I understand.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah, I'm
Jenny,
gonna do something with this. I
Jenny
think.
brought up one of the shows. I forgot about this one too. When Chip Coffey did it with us, and Chip was there the whole time, and everything that was about dissing Ryan Buell.
Is your phone on? Can I borrow your phone?
Yeah.
Flip it on phone. Go and get the cam.
Switching phones there, everybody, as we get going.
Don't look at my. Well, you can look at my pictures. if
No,
you
I
want.
just want Messenger and Kim.
Okay. Here you go. What's your name?
I don't know.
Ken.
Ken.
Oh, wait, I don't want to send to that. Here, just you do it. It's okay.
That's just funny. So I remember the stew in the old days. I remember that.
You remember that?
That's how we
Yeah.
met. That's how we met.
10 years ago, we had there was no radio shows. There was nothing paranormal on the internet yet. And we created a show called the Wolf Manor Live. And we had that, we won awards. I mean, it was incredible, amazing part of my life. And then that ceased, it stopped. And I was all bummed out. And my wife and my sister said, hey, why don't you do a show, just to do a show and be ridiculous or whatever. We did it. And we wore Parahorse shirts and it was ridiculously, but it was funny. And then everybody wanted to see it again. And then they start buying these shirts. And we've sold a lot of shirts. And then we started adding family members, and soon it became this big thing. And, I don't even know what night we were on. I forget. I think it was Saturday night. People would tune in. And the cool thing about it wasn't really the show. The cool thing about it was the chat room. We've had people get married that met in our chat room. And we've had people go to prison that's been in our chat room and die and all these different things. And it just, people networking is so cool, you know, to see people relationship blossom and arguments too, you know. And
I mean, that was the old days. I mean, those chat rooms were the biggest thing ever. You know, I mean, even we all did radio back then. I mean, you guys were starting to do video, but we all did radio. And, you know, I started my show in 2008. You know, I mean, look how many years, it's 12 years already. It's just crazy. It's just like crazy. Started on Parax.
Yeah.
And so we still have I still have my own network, Z-Talk Radio is out there, ztalkradio.com.
That was you, huh?
Yeah, that's my station. It's still there. So we have a few shows that still broadcast on them. So station's still running. So nowhere near as big anymore, but it's still fun and
yeah.
And there's new video stuff and Zoom and all this kind of changed our whole life. You know, I mean, my readings changed when I found out what Zoom was, because now I can sit there one-on-one with, you know, somebody and be able to do it like we're in the same room almost, you know. So
I remember you were doing readings, and I think Serenity More. There was only 2 or 3. There was only a couple of you guys, and now everybody does them. But I mean, a lot of people do them. But there was only a few people that did that, that did readings, and at reasonably priced too.
Right.
Yeah, you could have made.
Yeah, I wish.
I enjoy hanging out with you because your snappy clothes and all the things you do.
You know, I remember my old radio show. We used to do comedy, and you know, we even had we were one of the only ones to ever do a paranormal soap opera on the radio.
Nice.
You know? And we ended the show with jokes every week. You know, the whole joke lineup. So, you know, we started out with an hour show. We went to 3 hours. And we still had more material for 3 hours every week, you know.
It's a weird when you find yourself producing it, it doesn't work out right. But when you shoot from the cuff, you know, or shoot from the hip,
yeah,
it's always funnier, man. It's like we would do a show and we'd put a whiteboard out. We want to do all this stuff and we'd overproduce it, and it wouldn't land right. We just miss, you know, the punchline, and then we just start using a whiteboard and say we write Brian Buell or Scotty Rorek or whatever. And then we would just play off of that. It's a lot better, you know.
Yeah, I mean that's how this show came about. I'm so tired of going. Actually where it came from. This show came from. I was on the interview and I got an email from them like a couple of days before from the host saying, "Hey, could you give me the questions you want me to ask you?" I went, "What? Right, no, no, that's not what this is about. You need to do your homework on me if you don't know. Otherwise, we just need to talk." And then I said, okay.
I've had that happen. And I just give them a bunch of random questions that have nothing to do with me. Anybody can answer them. I mean, it's just random stuff.
So what color is your hair?
Yeah, what color is your hair and why is it that color? Yeah. Favorite color?
Yeah. Gray.
Yeah. We did. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
great.
I'm gonna do something.
But it just got so boring. You know, people just.
It's so weird with the whole COVID stuff. As I cough.
As you cough, thanks, COVID.
That all the paranormal events got canceled, and people really wanted to. Hi, Annie.
Hi, babe.
Everybody wanted to do these events, and they had to just shut them down, you know, and
right.
Some people, that's their livelihood, you know, that's how they make their money is, you know, I mean, I like Mid-South, I know that's how Keith makes his money. I don't know if they're going to do it. I'm not sure.
No,
but Salem Con was one that was, you know, they didn't do Salem Con, which is that's a real good one, Scotty.
Is that
Salem Con with Mark Arvilla?
Okay. Hey, Mark, come. I'm ready.
Have me on your thing. That's a good one. There's so many haunted places out there. It's just like, it's insane, man. Mark took me down in this basement of a t-shirt store, and it's like where some really crazy stuff had happened. And then this historian came down there and he told us that actual, you know, some of our forefathers actually hung out down there during the American Revolution and stuff. So I love history, man. I'm not really good at it, but I love it. And I went insane. I love this stuff, man. So we think we out in the West Coast, we have old. That's really old over there. And then if you make it across the pond, it even gets older, you know.
I've never been there. I need to go across the pond.
It's cheap now. The flights are like $1,500 there and back. Not bad. Well,
but now you got to wait 2 weeks before you can go do anything.
Yeah, you got to go through the guidelines.
Yeah, it's funny because Jenny Davis. Oh, that's right. Jenny and her husband Chris met at Z Talk in our chat room too, and they got married and had me marry them. So what the hell?
I met Mary Marshall that weekend in that had to be in Wisconsin. Yeah. I think that's when I met her. She's really come a long way. She does some really cool stuff. I love her speech. Really, really cool.
Yeah, Mary ran our Psychics Unite group for a while for us and out of Schaumburg, and we've done a couple events up at the Old Bear Berlin. So if you ever get here, I'll take you up there and we'll do an event together there.
Absolutely.
It's an amazing old stagecoach bar right down the street from the Clown College, the Ringling Brothers College.
Yeah, I got to get back out there. I've been since the stroke. I really haven't done a lot of events. I did do.
How's that coming?
It's okay now. I mean, I'm fine, I guess. And you know, I don't have any. Every once in a while, I feel a little wonky or whatever. But that was something else, man. When that happened, that was that, you know, it's trippy because I'm on the other side of the paranormal coin from you. I know you like equipment, but you're the sensitive side and I'm more of the scientific side. And since the stroke, I find myself, you know.
You're over on my side? Yes.
I'm coming over.
Which is, that's a good topic to talk about because a lot of times, like I have a pastor that in the spiritualist church, she didn't really have her mediumship abilities until she was in a motorcycle accident.
Yeah.
Bonked her head and was in this, the coma-ish state and all that. Now she's a wonderful medium, so there's a lot to say about that.
There is. The brain is so wild. And, I never had a headache in my life and now I have them, but every once in a while, I never had a headache. I just never had one. But now the brain has to force itself through, like right now, this is still, I have no feeling. I can't feel any of this. I can feel it in my hands, but not on my face. But the blood forces new paths through the brain, and it kind of hurts a little bit, So, but it just seems to be okay. But I mean, I have a friend of mine, Diane Rule, who works with. She's just my best friend, and she's a TV person, executive, and she'll call me up and say,
"Would you be my best friend?"
You know what? I'm like Lucy when she's Ricky. I'm like, put me on the show because
that's me from now on.
She actually,
Scotty, can put me on the show? And you gotta go, no, Babalu.
Yeah, she goes, I don't want to do that, but she does American Idol, America's Got Talent, Price is Right. I mean, a lot of them. Yeah. I'm like, just give me on the Price is Right. Come on.
Price is wrong, Scott.
No, I'm really good at that. If I play Pachinko, remember Plinko?
Oh yeah, Plinko. Yeah, I love Plinko. I love the little mountain guy that goes up.
Oh yeah. Remember that?
You got to guess the prices before he goes over the edge.
I remember I got stuck once.
That's my favorite game.
Now all those studios are right down the street from her house, so she every once in a while she'll go watch. I don't think it's on anymore, but like 2.5 Men or Fuller Blouse now, and all these other shows that are out there.
Yeah, that's gone too.
I don't know. Fuller Blouse, you caught that?
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, we got that one. I let it go. I just wanted to see if anyone would catch it at home.
Oh, shit. Yeah, so we're gonna get together and we're gonna do some stuff. I mean, we really have to. Jeff's equipment over here is it's the newest and the greatest. He's building these SLS cameras just because people are ordering them, but his thing now, the BEC, is really turning heads. It's quite expensive, so he's not really selling them yet. But
Does he have one to show? Tell him to walk around and show us.
yeah, there's a want for these. A lot of the TV shows are hitting them up now because they're back to production. And they're like, hey, what's Jeff doing now? We can't get a hold of him. I go, well, yeah, he's doing this, bending light, all this new stuff. And they're like, so we'll fly him out and have him on the show. And I go, hello. I'm his caddy. You got to bring me along.
You run the shop.
I run the shop.
You're the shopkeeper.
The shopkeeper.
That he is.
There's a wand store in Salem, and it's like Ye Old Wand Shop or something. And the building's been there since 1639 or something like that. But there's this guy in there, and unfortunately he's in prison now, but he's a really good dude. And I go in there to buy a wand because I got to get to the airport, but my wife wants a wand, so I got to get a wand. So I go in there. He's like, hello, welcome to the wand picks a wizard. I go, bro, cut the bull. I just need a wand. And he drops this, and he's got this country accent. All right, come back here. And then these curtains open, and there's this wand and this purple light, and this noise comes up. Oh. And I go, dude, can you just, I don't know why, I got to go. And so he just grabs it off, opens the box, sticks another one on there, and I paid my $60 and got out of there. But he was a good friend of Zach's, and I think that's how we met, through Zach. And I actually talked to him yesterday. I've talked to Zach, but not as much as we used to. You know? Yeah, still a good guy. He's still doing his thing.
Good. I mean, that's great. His show's still on, isn't it?
Yeah, 13 years or whatever now.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Jeez. I mean, it's like that, like Paranormal Paparazzi, the show I was on, one season, you know, everybody's one season, but no, it's look at the Holzer Files. Now you're a Holzer fan, you remember him.
And I know her too.
And her too. They got their second season going on.
Yeah, that's
I love that.
And Dave, yeah, I'm so glad for Dave.
Yeah, Dave, Shane, and Cynthia, I think.
Yeah, that's a good cast there. I thought they're really good.
Dave's fun to work with. He's a little over the top, but he's fun.
Yeah, Dave and I tend to pick on each other, but that's okay. no more than you and I do. So
it's easy to pick on you and Dave and me. So I've watched the paranormal change over the years, and people that are really. I was on a show last night, and they asked me a question about, do you see the paranormal changing? And they're now they've been in the paranormal for a while, but they haven't been in the paranormal for like Scotty Rorek time, you know, and Scott Gruenwald time, and I just explained to him, you know, it always happens, and we see how many changes have we seen in the last few decades, you know, it changes. Yeah, and I always think it's for the good. Of course, the drama's out there, and I love the drama. I really do. I actually bought gigs so I can use my phone just to watch a couple of people that are just out there, man. And I want to comment, but I don't. I just kind of watch, and they are just out of control. And then they'll post stuff, and then they fight, and I it's horrible for me to like it so much, but I do, and I just, oh my God, I want to get involved. But I don't. And yeah. And
there's been a lot of drama.
There is a lot out there. And there's I remember a show, it might have been on Z Talk. I don't remember what it was, but it was a show about paranormal drama. And people would just talk about what's going on in the paranormal and how hard it is. And it just ended up in a fight, except for the host. I can't remember who it was, but just laugh. I can't remember. It was Chris Medina. I can't remember who posted that.
Yeah, it was. We had a bunch of shows like that too. It's always fun to look at that.
A lot of shows.
I remember once, and I won't say who I had drama with, but I know Brian Harnwalk came to my rescue and was on their bed, and people that for me. I was like, oh, this is cool. Brian's always been a good shit to me, and everybody talk about drama. He's always had a ton around him, so.
Yeah, his drama was early on.
He kind of started it.
I think he might have been the first.
He might have been the pioneer of drama in the paranormal.
Pioneer of the drama.
I love Brian. Oh my God.
I've never met the man. I'd like to, but I never have. Never had the opportunity.
Because it was funny when you talk about Z Talk. One of our first shows on the air was Brian Cano, and they did their scared radio on my station. So that's where they started. So pair of horse. Now that's different.
Yeah, changed up a bit.
I like that.
God, had a long day, man.
They're doing a lot of work.
I got to. I saw Brian not too long ago. Maybe a year ago or so. He's fun to hang out with. He's a good speaker.
Yeah, he is. He's got a lot of knowledge about it. So, I mean, he's the one that like, I think last week we were talking about it on here. Like, people just say stuff, and say it with confidence, so they expect you to believe it. But when Brian says it, it's actually real because he actually knows what the hell's going on. So
he knows his stuff. There's been a couple of people that kind of stand out, Mary Marshall, again, another one. Rachel Hoffman. I don't know if you know Rachel Hoffman. That girl is brilliant and very pretty. And sometimes I think that works against her, the pretty, but because you just don't think pretty and smart could be in the same thing. It's horrible that being a chauvinistic pig that I am, you don't think it. And then you have a conversation with her, you're like, wow, this girl knows her stuff, man. I mean, she really knows her stuff, and she's pretty.
So Dana Stricker?
Oh yeah.
She says, "Hey, hot lips or sugar lips."
I like her mom.
That's funny. She says hi in the room. Dude, run.
I like her mom. I like everybody's mom.
Yeah, moms are great.
Moms are great. I love moms. I remember
Scott wants to date your mom, so if your mom's ready to date, Scott.
Yeah. I mean, we had soccer moms. Before soccer moms, we had Ouija moms, and then before Ouija moms, we had I don't know. But it's always been a thing. Now they're milfs. I mean, I'm sorry, or gilfs.
Oh, grandmas, huh?
Yeah, a double G gilf, great grandma.
Yeah, because a lot of them, though, if you look at grandmas, there's some grandmas that are like 39 or 40 years old only. So having kids young. And
I became a grandfather at 34.
Wow.
Yeah. I had a kid young, and then he had a kid young.
So I had a kid normal, and my kids still haven't had them. So I'm still only a dad, thank God. No, I don't want grandkids. Sorry.
I want more now.
I don't, because I don't want them to live at my house. I finally got time to be alone and do my stuff and go places. I don't need to have grandkids with me all the time. Can you imagine me doing readings with grandkids running around? Grandpa.
Grandpa.
No.
Sorry about that last reading.
Yeah.
Teach them to do readings.
Why don't you say grandpa? If I listen to my
You're a grandpa, aren't you,
I
Jeff? Yeah. I think my granddaughter's 22 now. That make up right? Something like that. Yeah, something like that. Yeah. Where I don't see her. She lives in Vegas.
Wow.
She's a showgirl.
There's one place I've never been. Is Vegas.
It's overrated and weird, but there's some fun stuff to there. I jumped off that thing, the stratosphere. That was kind of, yeah, there's a video somewhere. Yeah, you just fall at 150 miles an hour or whatever, and then you stop, and then you stand up, and you're like, whoa. That was like $125 or something. Yeah, and not much on falling.
Dana says you like your mom too much.
Zach's got a museum out there, so that's kind of, that's a neat place. There's some good stuff. There's some good B&Bs out there if you want to there's deals right now like crazy. They're reopening Vegas, so there's so many free shows, and if you ever go to, you got another message. Friend request from somebody, Stan Smith. So
friend request because he's on the air with us. That's why.
It's right. We get one from Jenny David.
Well, ever since you start talking about this stuff, dude, it's been never ending. 5 a day at least.
Go to Vegas, cash a check for $5,000. Just go cash a check for $5,000. Of course, don't spend it. and in the mail you will get all kinds of free stuff.
Oh,
So I think I was 18. I started going to casinos and just cashing checks for $500. And then I was getting tickets to like Neil Sedaka. This is a long time ago. Joan Rivers, Don Rickles, and rooms. And I wasn't even old enough to gamble yet. And by the time I hit my 30s, I was getting suites and all this stuff. And that actually, that was Tahoe, but it's the same thing. So if you go there, you cash a big fat check, they think you're spending it in the casino. They want you back, you know. So, yeah.
Never been to one, and I want to go to the buffets. That's what I want.
Buffets are great.
That's what I want.
I worked at a buffet.
That's why I love going on cruises, because I get to eat all the time.
I haven't been on one in 25 years, maybe. I kind of wanted to go. I want to put one of those paranormal ones.
Yeah, I just did a spiritual one last fall.
Did you you leave out of Florida?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did that for, what was it, a week? We're out there a week where I did readings on the boat, and we had lectures, and real nice spiritual event. So it was really fun.
Cool.
It was Spirit Heart Jesus, so that was a good time. So
I saw some pictures, I think. Maybe.
Yeah, I posted a ton. I was gonna swear. But I stopped myself because we're on Facebook.
Right. I was I've gotten in trouble sometimes for posting pictures, especially with the females,
Yeah.
Because they hang on you or they lean their head in. And if you tilt your head, you're divorced. You don't tilt the head. If you become a semi-famous paranormal person and people want to take pictures with you, don't tilt the head. Just come in at it, just do a straight arm, so or do the Rob Demarest look or whatever. Just don't tilt the head. You tilt the head, you're sleeping out in the front yard.
You hit Rob Demarest on the head. On the head.
Rob was like, he had that look.
And he was like, always like that slight cock of his head. Like,
yeah. I saw him in I was somewhere, Louisville. Yeah, in Kentucky. I got to see him in the Monster Men. And I like the Monster Men. Now we
were all together at that one.
That was a good show. Now they just lost one of their guys. He passed away. But they had it was an interesting thing where they went all full force and they did all this stuff. And I met all these guys, Willie and all of them. And they're just, they're just great guys. Well, the demographic changed for them to like young kids started liking him. And they wanted, so when I was watching, some adults were coming up there, but they're bringing their kids and the kids are just crying because, oh my God, they're here. Oh my God. And they're loving it. They're loving it. Because now the parents are like, I've met them, they're okay people. They do some scary stuff and they chase, but they don't catch monsters, or maybe they catch them now. I don't know. But to see a demographic change like that, because the paranormal world or monster world, we're people, 40 to 60, that's our demographic. Those are our viewerships. To see it switch to a bunch of kids like, oh, I want their, they sell wands and they sell, I guess they have action figures now and stuff. So it's like, I like to,
cool.
Yeah, they deserve good because they're good people, I know some people out there that they don't deserve what they get in TV. I don't know.
No names.
No names.
Especially when I'm trying to get on TV.
Right. I'll give you a hint.
Nice hair. What?
It's a female. It's just a certain person. But everybody has their thing, and then one day you don't have your thing. Because I thought once I got on television, I had my own show, I'm ready to just keep, being on television. And that's not the case. I'll do a spot here and there on a show, but I don't have
Naked.
Huh?
You did Naked. I think that's probably what
Naked. And that brought a lot of attention. People thought it was just ridiculous, or some people thought they wanted to know more about it. And I still do Naked Investigations, and it's become kind of like my thing now, the Naked Investigator. So I'll see a lot of other people. Jackie Madrid, I love her. Happy birthday to her. She's a female version of me. She does Naked Investigations too, in a different part of the world. But there's only a few groups that actually do it. Skin is another group that does it. And the Playboys Bunnies did it, I think, a couple of those. But we do it because we love it, man. And it seems to work, we get more evidence naked.
It was amazing. I was laughing my ass off until I saw your ass, and I was like,
Yeah.
ambush paranormal. See Scotty's ass.
You're not the one that had to shave it.
Yeah, so I took Jeff out. Jeff and I got the opportunity to shoot a pilot that just kind of went into that vault of millions of shows that nobody sees. And we get out on set and they go, "Okay, is everybody clean?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm clean." No, I mean, is everybody shaved? And I'm like, "Wait." So no.
Are they talking down below?
Yeah, and my back and my butt.
What are you doing?
And so I had to ask Jeff, bro, I'm gonna need you to,
Are you there?
shave me. He's like, okay, I don't mind.
He's a good friend. I just shaved you.
Doesn't recognize the voice, so I know. Is that my agent?
Yeah.
Oh, my hairstylist?
Yes.
Okay. Well, she's late, like 3 months. Are you able to chat on your thing though? Okay.
It's locked out.
Okay. No. Oh, you want me to unlock you?
Well, if you unlock me, it doesn't matter. It's still gonna.
Well, no, I'll unlock. Oh, but you got to get on it.
Why? Thank you.
You're so welcome.
You're locked out.
You're no longer locked down.
There you go.
Wow! Look at these. Oh.
Yeah, don't look at those pictures. Oh, God. So we hired a crew. Now, Jesus Martinez and George Martinez, absolutely the best for reality or TV. They run True Realm Media. And you should meet these guys. Get on their website. You'll get a lot of attention from them. They are, they've been doing this for so long, man. And video production and this kind of stuff. I'll make sure you meet them.
Okay.
They are willing to, videotape me walking around naked with my team. But Jeff doesn't get naked. So it's kind of the funny thing about that is we have one guy that just won't do it. And everybody else is naked except for one guy. So it kind of has a little humor to it. But we did it. We've been all over California now. So and we just got back from Nevada. We did the Washoe Club naked. So there's a lot of places that at first they were like, we will not allow that at our location, are now hitting us up. And they say, hey, our tourism's down and the COVID thing's ending. So
right. There's got to be some kind of draw.
And when the people are part of it, we bring, sometimes the owners of the place, they come in naked too. We've had that happen. So they just see all the attention we're getting, good or bad. People are buying tickets. And so, I mean, it's like we did fake gallery readings. We did the 3% psychic gallery readings where we get everything wrong. And it just didn't take. I thought it was a real funny idea, but it just and we pay people to come.
I've seen one of those where the person was trying to be wrong, but they were actually right the whole time.
It happens. I did a thing where I went out into the audience and I started doing readings on people and I was nailing it. And I'm good. Stop. It's not funny if I get it right. I mean, I got this guy's birthday, 1 in 365, right? I go, June 5th is your birthday.
No, it's more than that because if you got did you get just the month or what? Or the date too?
Yeah, the date, the month, not the year.
See, that's a way higher than 1 in 365.
Right, I guess it is.
Because they put all the combinations, so you got 365 times 365.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Right. He pulled his wallet out and showed me his ID. He was like, that sucks.
For me, that's perfect. That's what I do. But for you, that would suck.
Boom. Yeah, you have the ability though. I don't, but like I said, since the stroke, I've seen things or been part of things that are like, where I'll call somebody, hey man, you all right? And he goes, man, I just got in a car accident. And I go, what do you need me to do? He goes, just hang up. I don't want to talk to you. I've been in a car accident. And I'm like, well, I hope you're, hello? And then, I'll tell Jeff, dude, I just called somebody out of the blue and I thought something happened to him. And another was, I live in California, one earthquake. That's all I've ever felt. I've only felt one tremor ever. And I said something before it happened. I'm like, I think I'm due for earthquake because I've never felt one before. and it was a good one. The whole house shook and everybody was screaming. I was like, oh my God. And so, I mean, either I'm a really good guesser or something happened, you know. Of course, I won't go into that realm. I enjoy the science part of it, so much of it. I'll let the professionals do their part of it. But every good paranormal team needs somebody on that side of the coin. You can't.
I agree. I think it needs to be, you know, and I'm one for, I got all the gear too, you know. I mean, I bring the gear to events because I want to validate what I'm getting, you know. Let's try to put it all together and to get the homeowner or whoever we're helping with that day, you know, some real answers, not, you know, not just, yeah, there's a ghost in your place, you know. Let's find out who it is and why are they there and how come they haven't moved on, or if they have moved on, why are they back for a reason, you know. So what is it? I mean, why are we helping these people? I think that's the biggest thing.
I've seen a lot of charlatans. I come from a long line of them. I know I've been in the paranormal through. I'm third generation paranormal investigator. But my grandfather did spoon bending and all this stuff, and that was his gig. That was his hustle, you know. And he was very good at it, man. But he wasn't real, you know. He was just very good at pretending to be that.
Right.
You know? And that kind of weighed heavy on my mother and father, who were the real deal, who knew the Warrens and knew all the old school people. And when they did their thing, I was embarrassed because I was a little kid and I didn't like it. I remember in high school or junior high, my father had this big reel-to-reel, and we were at a car show. We had a reel-to-reel. My mom was reading cards, and they were showing equipment because they didn't have paranormal events and stuff back then. The word with paranormal wasn't even used back then. And the cutest girl that I've been in love with forever walked up and just started laughing. And I'm like, I'm done. I can't. I'm so embarrassed. I will never be in this ghost thing. And then look at me now. You know, of course I am.
Mostly. Kind of like we're kind of drawn in it, that's for sure. You know, but I mean, I know the charlatans too. I mean, I know the people that aren't doing it for right, and it just makes it bad for the rest of us, you know, because, you know, we've seen how many people come and gone, you know, in these last 10 years or so, you know. I mean, look at how many people that were on TV have come and gone that aren't doing it anymore. You know, paranormal groups or events, or, you know, it's just been, you know, there is that change. There's always that change, and it's okay. And because, like I said, and I've said it before on this show, that Zaffis and I had that talk one time, and he goes, you know, Scotty, in the end, he says, only the guys that are going to really be doing the work are going to be here. You know, he says, guys like you and me, you know, we're still going to be here helping the people even after it's gone or it's found its different route, you know. And I agree. It was just finding a route.
It's very poignant. There's because you know the name Scotty Rorek, you know, that's a long time. This person practices, just like you lift weights to get bigger, you practice your spiritualness and your stuff. Serenity Moore is another one. She's been around a couple of days, you know. And then, but I'm not bagging on the newcomers because God, we need them, you know, we do need them. I'm just I just, sometimes I just want to grow, I'm going to read you. And I go, oh, okay. Because and I was happen to be wearing a flannel shirt and a fur hat. And she said, your father took you hunting and he made you drink blood from a deer that you shot and all this stuff, right? And I'm like, no. Yeah, I played Maria in West Side Story like 5 years in a row. I don't even, a deer. No,
yeah.
Disgusting creature.
It's to me, a gun.
Take it away from me before I hurt myself. But no, and it was kind of, she's a friend still. But I told her, actually I told her, absolutely. Now that's something Zaff has taught me, you know. He taught me if someone shows you a picture of an orb and say it's their grandmother, you say, absolutely, that's your grandmother. Don't be the asshole, you know, don't be the jerk that says it's a bug.
I understand that, you know, but it was funny. We were talking in our Psychics Unite meeting on Monday night. We were talking about that exact same thing, what you were just talking about, because you know my wife, Terry. So yeah. she last year at Mid-South, a lady walked up and Terry introduced her as the founder of Psychics Unite. And this lady goes, oh, let me read you. Like it was like a big thing. But my wife is not like Zappis and you. My wife says, nope, nothing. That was wrong. she like told Terry she had red hair. She never had red hair. All the stuff she told my wife, she never. I mean, didn't hit anything. And Terry goes, "Nope, you didn't hit anything."
I've had only one time someone
But
where they came,
she's just
someone
being true.
someone came up to me shopping and said, "I'm sorry about your brother," and I said, "Yeah, me too," And I walked away. I didn't give him the opportunity. My brother passed away, but I didn't give her the opportunity because I didn't want to build up a resentment towards this person immediately or not like them. So it's tough sometimes,
It is. I
Thank
mean, but that's why I don't do that, And I tell people, they go, "Why can't you do like Teresa Caputo?" I said, "I can, but I'm not going to." I said because when Teresa does her show, that the PAs come in beforehand and say, "Teresa Caputo's coming into the grocery store. Here's a waiver if you want to be on TV, or if she comes to you, sign this waiver now." So you already know she's coming. So it's not like you don't know that she's going to be there.
Right.
So there's already some of that happening. So it's like you can't record somebody without getting the rights for it. So
Right. Oh, absolutely. We learned the hard way on that. We have lost so much good footage because we just didn't do the paperwork. We hang a sign out from the restaurant or wherever we're at too, saying there's a good chance you could be caught on video here. But if you talk to them, if you engage, you better have that on paperwork because it's never going to make it to air. And never, and it's some of the best stuff,
So that's why I say, that's why people say, "Well, I'm a medium, I can do that." I said, "Yeah, you can, but you don't have the right to." And my other point is my other just physical point or spiritual point is we don't know where these people are in their loss period. We don't know where you are in your grieving period. So why do you want to come and interact with somebody? I always tell the spirits when they come to me, "Well, you get them to come to me and I'll tell them everything you want me to say." But
Right.
unless they interact with me, I'm not coming to that. I've never done that to you. I've never done that to anybody. I just don't do that. That's not part of my stick.
I went to a psychic fair in Fresno, California, and there was a lady, and I just overhearing, I'm shopping, but I'm like listening, and this lady's telling this other lady that the medium was telling the lady that her husband's cheating on her. And I'm like, why would you? I mean, you could say anything else, and she's like, "Are you kidding?" She goes, "No, she's cheating on you with somebody at work." Why would you do? I mean, so you could be right. Another this real heavy medium came walking through, and we're in Kentucky, and this guy walked by, and he was kind of upset that he had lost his brother, and she attacked him, and to put herself out in front of everybody, a couple cameras were rolling around, so she just burst into this conversation and start channeling his guy's brother, or pretending to channel his voice. He got furious. He was so mad. And how dare you? I don't know who you are. You're going to come over and talk to me and tell me about me. I don't know you. He was very offended, Right. And I remember I've talked to a few people about that. Jeff Belanger was one of them. Sometimes we just don't want to be read unless we ask. And I guess that's the thing, that you got to ask, or you're invading somebody's spiritual privacy. Yeah.
I mean, I know that spirits come up to me even if you don't ask. I know it, but I'm not going to say anything until you ask. That's just the way it is for me. And I wish more people were like that, and that's why I'm bringing it up tonight, because I think that's important. Because permission, just like in anything, is important.
Permission, like a vampire can't come in your house until you invite him in. It's the same thing with a psychic. I can't let you into my world unless I invite you. And that they're just like the CDC has COVID guidelines. People that practice spirituality and mediumship and stuff like, there's do's and don'ts. And the do's are always going to prosper, and the don'ts are always going to hurt you, because it only takes a few people to say, "This person attacked me spiritually." I've seen it on Facebook. Actually, I'm following one right now. It's really good.
Right? Me. Very good. No.
Scotty, I got to get to another service call, man. I love you, brother.
Love you too, man. Thanks for coming on tonight. Appreciate everything.
Can't wait for match game, the 8th, right?
8th, January 8th. So we're excited. So have a great night. Thanks, Scotty Grunwald, for being here. Thank
Let's do
everybody
July.
watching.
Let's do July 8th instead of
Or
January.
July 8th. Yeah, July 8th would be better. That's the real date, July 8th, 7 p.m. right here on Shadowhunters Paranormal Investigations. So,
I love you, man.
all right. Bye, everybody.